It was a crisp autumn evening when Bertha sat in her favorite chair by the window, watching the golden light from the setting sun filter through the leaves. Her leg was almost fully healed, and although she was still in her wheelchair, she had managed to roll herself into the garden for a few moments of fresh air. She'd been feeling a bit restless lately, with not much going on in her usual social circles. But that all changed when she logged into her social media account and saw a post from none other than her former student, Leo Durant.
This is a tragedy. Elena's gone missing. She was supposed to meet me at the studio today, but she never showed up. I've tried calling her, no answer. She's always on time. I'm worried something's happened. If anyone knows anything, please let me know.
Bertha's curiosity piqued immediately. Elena? That name was familiar. Elena was a young violinist who had studied under Bertha when she was still teaching at the Performing Arts Center. She was talented, sweet-natured, and had a bright future ahead of her. The thought of something happening to her sent a chill through Bertha. She quickly sent Leo a message.
Leo, I saw your post. What happened? Perhaps I can help.
Within minutes, Leo replied.
Bertha, I don't know where she is. It's not like her to disappear. I'm going to the police, but I don't know if they'll do anything.
Bertha's mind was already working overtime. She knew she had to do something. A missing person? No one was safe from her curiosity, or her sense of justice. The next morning, Bertha set out for the music studio where Leo and Elena worked together. Tommy pushed her wheelchair through the familiar streets of town, and they arrived at the building just as the sun began to rise. Leo was waiting outside, his face tight with worry.
Bertha, thank you for coming. I've been talking to the police, but they don't seem too concerned. Elena has only been missing for a few hours, but I know something's wrong.
I understand. Let's take a look around. Maybe we can find a clue they missed.
Leo led them inside, and Bertha's sharp eyes immediately began scanning the studio. The room was pristine, filled with violins, sheet music, and the soft scent of wood polish. But there was something off about the atmosphere. Everything was too neat. It didn't match the usual energy of a space where artists worked. Bertha's gaze fell on a small desk in the corner, where a cup of coffee sat, half drunk, as if someone had left in a hurry.
Leo, when was the last time you saw her?
Yesterday, around noon. We were supposed to practice together, but she never showed up this morning. I tried calling and texting. Nothing.
Bertha wheeled herself over to the desk, noticing a scrap of paper half hidden under a stack of music sheets. It looked like a note, hastily written in Elena's elegant handwriting. The note read,
If anything happens to me, it's Mr. Dawson. I'm scared.
Bertha's heart skipped a beat. Mr. Dawson? That was something she hadn't expected. Mr. Dawson was the studio's owner, a quiet, well-respected man who had been known for his gentle ways. But a warning like this. It didn't add up. Bertha spent the next several hours piecing together what she could about Mr. Dawson. Through her social media connections, she learned that Dawson had recently been under financial pressure. His studio had been struggling, and there were whispers of a potential buyer who was interested in taking over the business. Bertha's suspicion grew. Could Dawson have been behind Elena's disappearance? Was she trying to protect herself from him? That evening, Bertha received an unexpected message from someone named Greg Carter.
I saw your post about Elena. I don't know if I should be telling you this, but I think I saw something yesterday. Mr. Dawson was with her. They were arguing outside the studio. He seemed forceful. He's not the man everyone thinks he is.
Bertha's heart raced. This was it. Dawson had some connection to Elena's disappearance, and Greg's message confirmed it. The next morning, Bertha, with Tommy's help, rolled back to the studio. She wasn't leaving until she had answers. Leo was waiting for them, and he looked even more worried than the day before.
I've heard nothing. The police haven't found anything. What do you think, Bertha?
I think I need to speak to Mr. Dawson. I have a feeling he knows more than he's letting on.
You think he had something to do with Elena's disappearance?
Maybe. But I can't be sure yet. I need to ask him directly.
They headed to Mr. Dawson's office, and when Bertha knocked on the door, there was a long pause before it opened. Dawson's face, usually calm and collected, looked strained.
Bertha? What brings you here?
I'm here to talk about Elena.
I've already told the police everything I know. I don't know where she is, Bertha. This is out of my hands now.
I don't think it's out of your hands, Dawson. I've seen the note. I know about your financial troubles. And I know you were arguing with Elena the other day. You're hiding something, and I'm going to find out what it is.
Dawson's face twisted with anger, but he didn't say anything. Instead, he turned and walked toward his desk, opening a drawer with a forceful motion. When he turned back to face Bertha, a gun was in his hand.
I'm warning you, Bertha. Stay out of this. It's bigger than you think.
I think it's time to put the gun down, Dawson. Elena may be gone, but I'm not going anywhere.
Before Dawson could react, the sound of sirens wailed outside. Leo had called the police. They stormed in just as Dawson raised his weapon, but Bertha's cool demeanor had given the officers the time they needed to disarm him. Mr. Dawson was arrested, and it turned out that he had been involved in a scheme to sell the studio to a wealthy investor. When Elena had discovered his plans and threatened to expose him, he'd kidnapped her, hoping to intimidate her into silence. But with Bertha's sharp eye and tenacity, the truth came out. Elena was found unharmed, hidden in a small apartment Dawson had rented nearby. She was shaken but relieved to be free. Back at home, Bertha sat back in her chair, her leg propped up, savoring the victory.
Tommy, another case closed. And I think I've earned myself a slice of cake.
Bertha, you deserve it. You really do.
And with that, Bertha settled in for a well-deserved rest, knowing that no mystery, big or small, would ever escape her curious eye.